Just got this lovely package in the mail 2 days ago. I already opened it up to kind of see and make sure everything was in there. I only do that just to make sure I don't have to send anything back or anything crazy. But we'll find out what we have here in a minute. So here we have the KAMotors carbon fiber intake. Just something simple, nice little design. I know it uses a reusable filter. It's kind of really hard to see in there in this lighting. But this just bolts right up to your AFM or your MAF, or I guess in this case it would be an AFM. But the one I have on the car currently just keeps falling off. I think I've mentioned that in another video. But anytime you hit a bump or anything kind of like uneven in the road, it will, where it's connected here, the cone will just kind of fall off where the clips are, or the clamps are, I mean. But this one came with a new bracket, which I'm really excited for. This way it actually stays in place, and I kind of like what's going on here. Very flexible. Don't want to bend that too much. Guess it kind of holds shape. But yeah, I'm gonna go pull the car out and get this bad boy installed. Alright, had to get the jump box to get her started. She tried, but I haven't started it in like a week. So, she's having a little trouble. Of course, I forgot my keys in the trunk. Alright, let's try this again. Take this back real quick. Alright, here's a perfect example of my filter falling off. I don't know if you can see the bend too well, but the bracket for this, the little grommet, the bushing, I guess, is completely destroyed. That was before I got the car. This one up here is kind of messed up too. Well, I guess we can just pull this off since it's coming off anyways. But yeah, so the plan is to reattach the new filter, the new bracket, and route it down by where the headlight duct is. Still contemplating getting the actual duct for it, but we'll kind of go as we go, I guess. Do not forget to reattach this before starting your car. You'll throw all kinds of codes. Alright, so our obvious first step here is going to be to cut the zip tie off, because that's just in the way. And then second step is going to be to remove these. In all honesty, I ordered, or I'll show you here in a sec actually. I ordered the one in the kit that came with the MAF adapter itself. Just, you know, in case this one didn't work or whatever. But it looks like it will. I'm still going to use the new one because fuck it. Okay, and for this step, you have the 3 bolts here. 1, 2, and 3. Or actually, we might just need these 2 to be honest, right there and right there. But that's going to hold the new bracket. That's where the old grommets broke on mine. Okay, so that's off now. So these will just slide off. And then we will go grab the other one from the carbon fiber one and just transfer over. The way that these hose clamps were originally on were like this. And when you have that on the car, it's going to be kind of facing the other way. I like to have everything facing myself, as if I were going to take it off or even put it on. It would just make it a lot easier. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure they're both facing this way. That way when everything comes together, you know, it's easier to work on this way. At this point, we are just going to reattach this plate here. So we're really going to have one small issue, and it shouldn't be an issue as long as you tighten your hose clamp. But you can't perfectly fit this all the way on just because the lock nuts kind of stop it here. But you know, you still have, there's still a decent amount of room there where you have for it to sit. So let's just go ahead and get that tight on there. I'm going to make sure this clamp sits as close as possible to the edge. We're just going to make sure this is tight on there. That way there's no chance of it coming loose when hitting any kind of bump or anything like that. And then I guess we can figure out what we're going to do for the bracket. So unfortunately, the way things are set up, well, I don't want to say unfortunately, I guess in its own respect it's a positive, but I couldn't use the bracket or the clamp bracket that went around it. But in the same time, it sits pretty well down there and it's pretty snug, which is kind of unfortunate because it was kind of difficult getting in there. But it's also very nice because it literally is, that's as much as it's going to move around. There's this hose here, or this line, and this line here that won't allow it to go anywhere. And then it's also sitting pretty snug right down there. So overall, I think it's cool. No vacuum here, which is a good sign. That's tight. Everything looks good to me. And like I mentioned before too, don't forget to reconnect this little plug. Just like that. Okay, so when I was editing the video yesterday, the 2 clips that didn't save were revving the car so you could hear the induction noise, and the one from the rear of the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you guys. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Everything runs good, sounds good. I did test drive it a little bit earlier. It feels a little bit more responsive, which is pretty awesome. I have a couple more things coming on the way in the mail still waiting on, so once I get those in, we'll be doing some more stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.